want to assemble a task force of the most dangerous people on the planet.
The Suicide Squad are a bunch of supervillains and anti-heroes who take on the most dangerous missions in the world in exchange for shortened prison sentences. And on August 5th, 2016, their comic book exploits finally get the celluloid treatment when Suicide Squad hits theatres. And while there are some iconic villains like the Joker involved, not every member of the squad is as well known. So to get you up to speed, here's a rundown of who's who in the Suicide Squad. Slipknot. Christopher Wise, aka Slipknot, is a relatively minor player in the DC Comics universe, and as such, his origin story is a bit half-baked. Essentially, Wise worked at a chemical factory and developed a formula that could turn ropes into metal. Yeah, ropes into metal. Then he took those ropes and turned to a life of crime. He's spent much of his career working with the Suicide Squad, but, I mean, come on, his superpower is ropes. Captain Boomerang. George Harkness, aka Captain Boomerang, is an expert with the Aboriginal hunting tool and got a job working for a toy company owned by his father. After his employment took a nosedive, he became Captain Boomerang and turned to crime. Captain Boomerang doesn't just throw one bent stick at people though, he has a wide variety of bent sticks fitted with blades, bombs and poisons of all kinds. El Diablo. El Diablo's a tricky one to pin down. On the one hand, he's covered in tattoos and can shoot fire out of his hands. On the other, his prior life of crime has led him to regret his actions, and he's sort of a reluctant member of the Suicide Squad, more keen to avoid violence and conflict than the rest of the team. Points for nuance, but it remains to be seen how he handles the pressure. Katana. Tatsu Yamashiro led a normal life in Japan until her brother-in-law Takeo killed her husband with a mystical sword, sealing his soul inside it, and burning her house down. She took the sword from Takeo, trained in the ways of the samurai, and became Katana. Now she works for the Suicide Squad as a willing volunteer, helping Rick Flag keep the villains in line and slicing up fools with her expert martial arts training. Rick Flag. Speaking of Rick Flag, he's seemingly the leader of the Suicide Squad in the field, acting as the team's commander, or perhaps more accurately, their warden. He's basically the perfect soldier, showing aptitude in demolitions, armed and unarmed combat, stealth, infiltration, and showing astute leadership under duress. And he's basically one of the good guys too. Killer Croc. Born with a defect which granted him hardened skin, incredible strength, and supernatural healing abilities, Killer Croc's bark is as strong as his bite. Do crocodiles bite? Never mind. He may be a bit more single-minded than many of the other members of the squad, but that certainly doesn't take away from his ability to rip you in half if you so much as look at him funny. Deadshot. Deadshot and Rick Flag are two sides of the same coin, though Deadshot is clearly the anti-hero. A tragic event in his childhood, which caused the death of his brother at his own hands, gave him a death wish, and he began training as an assassin and taking on the world's deadliest jobs. Similar in proficiency and expertise to Rick Flag, Deadshot wins simply by the virtue of being played by Will Smith. Enchantress. According to the comics, June Moon was a humble freelance artist who stumbled upon a powerful being named Dizamor during a dinner party. This faithful meeting turned her into the Enchantress, a powerful sorceress capable of teleportation, telepathy, flight, and control over the elements. In the film, Moon has taken on a more voodoo-inspired look, but she looks to be just as deadly as ever. She's technically not a member of the Suicide Squad, and there's even a good chance that she'll be the main villain of the film, but we likely won't find out until the movie's actually released, as it's a secret Warner Bros. Is keeping very close to its chest. Harley Quinn. After a promising start as a psychiatric intern, a severe case of Stockholm Syndrome turned mild-mannered Harleen Quinzel to a life of crime. Just as unhinged as the Joker, Quinn uses the chaos which typically follows her as a way to let loose and have a little fun. The Joker. We all know the Joker, but we certainly don't know this Joker. Played by Jared Leto, this incarnation of the clown prince of crime is simultaneously familiar and completely foreign. His neon green hair reminds us of the Joker we've all seen in the comics and cartoons, but his tattoos and metal grill on his teeth suggests a twisted version we've never seen before. The jury's still out on how it will compare to the works of Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson or Mark Hamill, but it's the Joker. He's gonna have a few tricks up his sleeve. Amanda Waller. If there's any one person who has the strength of will to oversee a team of malevolent psychopaths, it's Amanda Waller. She escaped from the Chicago projects after the murder of her husband and 2 children, earned a doctorate in political science, moved into politics, and eventually took control of the Suicide Squad. She's seen some shit, and clearly she doesn't take it from anyone. Not Batman, not Superman, and certainly not a bunch of punks working deadly jobs for a chance at a lighter prison sentence. The Suicide Squad may be the worst of the worst, but Waller's badder than any of them.
anyone else.
So, now you should be up to speed on the Suicide Squad. Let us know who you're most looking forward to seeing on screen in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more entertainment news, reviews, previews and features right here on Games Radar Plus.